The first time I saw Shane, it was at a party about 8 years ago. It was a week before my senior year and his junior year. I went there with my friend Brian, and he showed up with a mutual friend, Sam. We saw each other and started talking by the end of the night.
The night I met Courtney, we were at a big party. Can't remember exactly where it was, but I played it cool all night, you know. I saw her, but I took it easy. I let her do all the legwork, let her come in on me, you know. Before the end of the night, we were hanging out, holding hands, got the numbers. So it was a good night, then it went on from there.
The first time we talked, I had no idea. I don't even remember. The night was a blur, but I do remember him. That's the one thing I do remember. And a week later, school started, and we started dating.
I knew she was definitely older than me. Seen her out there on the football field cheerleading, so that was good. So bonus and bonus. And I also thought it'd be a good thing if, you know, a younger guy with the older girl, it had to be a good thing.
The actual first time that we drove in a car together even, he was driving in his green machine, is what we called his truck. And it was my friend Jennifer and I in his truck, and we were going to actually his ex-girlfriend's house for a party. And we were following some friends, and Shane's somebody who likes to have a good time and doesn't really pay attention to the road. And we were sitting there talking, and I was sitting in the bench seat next to him. And we ran into a fence. The fence knocked over, and that was the first memory that stands out of Shane and I.
Oh yeah. First time we went out, it was Courtney and one of her friends. We were going to another party, and was hot riding it a little bit, and popped the curb and ran into a fence. Knocked the fence down, but we were all right. We got out of there, but definitely wasn't a good start to it, you know. But it definitely went down that way the first time I picked her up to go out. Oh, she probably didn't know what she was getting into. Probably didn't know. She definitely wanted to drive next time, which if she didn't drive a bug, I probably would have let her, but wasn't going to do that.
I started liking Shane almost immediately, and I'm a very picky person whenever it comes to liking someone. You can ask all my friends, I will find something wrong with a guy just because I'm a very guarded person. I will find something wrong, and I couldn't find anything wrong with him, and it weirded me out. I didn't know what to think, and Shane, you could tell, wasn't ready for a relationship either, and I made it happen.
I guess until a few years ago, yeah, she was always the one pushing. Yeah, I guess she said if she saw it, she wanted it. She had me.
Sadie Hawkins was the first dance that was coming up, and I was waiting, and I wanted him to ask me, so everybody else in our group, we kind of like set it up, hey, you're gonna go with this person, and I wanted him to ask me, and he would not ask me. No, it was homecoming, I'm sorry. I was waiting, and he would never ask me. Finally, I went up to him, I was like, hey, do you want to go to homecoming with me? And I know that's not traditional that the girl doesn't ask the boy, but got what I want.
Oh yeah, well see, I was younger and she was older, so I was gonna go with my friends, and never ended up asking her, let her ask me, you know, and so I ended up going with her and her friends. It was a good time, but yeah, she definitely asked me, I didn't ask her.
The first time I met his entire family was Christmas of that year, and it was intimidating because if you know his family and his mom and his dad, they're just very outgoing people, and they're going to tell it how it is.
We had actually cooked steaks, baked potato salad, our typical dinner, you know, and we'd sit down to eat, and she actually looked at me and asked me if I could cut her steak, because she didn't know how to, and the whole house shut down. Everyone started laughing, couldn't believe she didn't know how to cut a steak. So that's how she ran into the family. It was a good meeting. And
I walk in there just shy and ready to make a good impression and trying to. And we were sitting at the dinner table, and I was picking up the plates after dinner. His mom had made fried pork chops. And I walked around the table, phoned me, Bone me, put the bones on my plate is what I was saying, and it didn't come out very, very good.
Leaned over to my dad and he said, I don't have anything but bones left on here. Do you want that? She goes, yeah, just bone me. So that was pretty funny right there. Everyone cracked up about that too. I didn't think that was the funniest thing to say in front of a parent the second time you meet them, but it was pretty funny. Everyone thought it was hilarious, so it worked out well.
It didn't at all. His dad was like, oh, welcome to the family. Whenever I took him to meet my family, I was very nervous because my dad, very judgmental with anybody that I brought home.
I do remember the first time I went over to her house. It was actually right around the corner, lived closer than I thought. I met her mom. She was a very lovely lady, as nice as she could be. Met her little brother, Matthew. He was running around wild. Met Brittany and her boyfriend, Drew, at the time. I think it took me 2 or 3 visits to meet her dad, but I eventually met him too. He was a big guy. Shook his hand, we talked for a while, seemed like he had a good thing going on.
Shane came in and shook my dad's hand and just came up with this huge conversation. My dad was so taken back whenever Shane left. The one thing my dad judges my boyfriends on is their handshake, and that's what he told me when Shane left is, that boy has a good handshake, he's a good one, a good catch for you. I got all my credits and kept going with the actual college life, you know, still having my social life, and still, you know, getting my schoolwork done. Shane, well, he likes to party, and he did his thing. He walked away after that semester with 1 credit, and he got that credit as a co-op class in high school that his mom did for him, and it was a computer class. So his mom actually was the person that got Shane his only credit in college. He even failed bowling. He has talent.
Yeah, college was a little rough. I didn't get too much academically done there. I did get 3 credits total, but definitely wasn't enough to get the piece of paper that said I did it all.
There's this moment in our relationship where we did take some time apart. At that time, he was working for my dad, a little summer job off to the side.
And we ended up breaking up. I ended up getting my last paycheck that same week, you know. I got canned. The only time I've ever been canned, I got cans by her old man.
He got fired during that time that we broke up, and he swears up and down it's because we were broken up and my dad fired him because of that, but it's not true. Why?
Why he got fired?
He got fired because the company didn't need as many delivery drivers at that time.
I think Courtney called him mad, told him she needed to get rid of me, and he did it.
I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't think it's true. We became more serious, and I was expecting a ring whenever I graduated. And so 3 years later, I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally 3 years later, he did it.
Oh, I was definitely knew she wanted a ring. I think she wanted a ring well before then. I just couldn't seem to do it then. I don't know why, but I think I waited a good distance, a good length. It worked out well. Fixing to get married. All is good. It ended up raining all day long. Raining its butt off, just getting it. So it was also on her birthday, and faked her out, told her we're gonna go eat, wear something nice, you know, something like that. Brought her down to Dad's house, told her that he had a new puppy or something like that, just to get her down here.
Well, he tells me that Brenda had got a puppy, and we needed to run down to his dad's house real quick to see this puppy, because you know, she was hiding it from Big Shane. So we go to his dad's house, and he tells me that the puppy is upstairs on the back porch, and for me to go out there, and he'll be out there in a second. Well, I start walking out the door, and he's right behind me, and I was walking up the stairs, and he was real quiet, and I didn't know what was going on. As soon as I hit that top stair, I saw the rose petals, And he had a path of rose petals to this round table. On the table was a bottle of champagne and a candle and 2 glasses. And I turned around just speechless. I thought that was my birthday dinner. I didn't know what was going on still. And I turned around and he tells me, he said, you know I've made you wait this long, but my heart and I, we're ready. I'm ready to spend the rest of my life with you. And he got down on one knee and asked me to marry him. The first thought I had whenever he asked me to marry him is I said, Shane, I don't even have my makeup on. Like, I was upset that I wasn't dressed yet. But, we were excited and happy.
Well, after 8 short years, Courtney and I have grown an extreme amount. I have learned, definitely not everything about her, but a lot of things about her. She's a sweetheart. She really is. All she wants is to make me happy, make whoever happy that's around her. She wants everyone to be happy.
Some things about Shane is, he farts in the sheets. He leaves his clothes everywhere. He doesn't do dishes all the time, but he also makes me laugh on a daily basis. He fills a piece in my heart and makes me smile. He's my best friend.
What I really liked about her is she always was smiling. She made me laugh every day, whether it was being clumsy or goofy or something. She always made me laugh. She was always happy, always caring about other people. So those are a number of things that I liked about her.
I see us on a ranch one day, sitting in a rocking chair, talking about how awesome our life has been with our 2 boys next to us, having target practice, and I know it's going to be a good time.
As far as getting old, I can't wait to grow old with her. I think if she's anything like her mom, she'll be great. Loving the kids, loving the family, hard worker. I think it'll be wonderful.
I will not have girls. I like girls, but I know what I put my mom through growing up, and I don't want to be put through that.
That's how I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be in a bind if I have 2 girls. And they would actually be 3, because Courtney would be chiming right along with them. I wouldn't want that.
2 boys.
Yes, 2 boys for sure.